when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. Great Rock isn't, y'all. Hoo-hoo. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Come on for the walk. Get your chair. If you're doing your exercise in the chair, get your chair. Get your mat if you're stretching out. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Jump biking, jump on your bike. Treadmill. Jump on your treadmill. I was analyzing my own music. And it's a part we're going to break. You'll catch it. Well, I'm just keeping time. And then when it got to that part of the song, it wasn't enough to keep time. I had to do some feet time. You see, my acoustics. I do crack me up. Great Rising, y'all. Let's get ready to jump on this. I tell you. That's more, honey. That's more. They have trivialized it to cults, to being under gods, but the Moors felt themselves to be that. I can't say it, but y'all got the message. You see? So I know they wasn't doing all this neat stuff that y'all doing. Yes. So, I just got to get my tickets to go west. I'm telling you, when I started walking, and I said, y'all see, I decided to try a long shirt for just my face. Y'all see it on the break again. And after the first year, I needed some kind of incentive. So I said, you know what? By the end of your second year walking, you going west. I've never been to a state that didn't have the history of enslavement of the mighty people. Never been to a state. I know it may sound corny, but does the air smell different? Will I feel different? I know when I'm in enslavement states that had more enslavement compounds than houses, but I know y'all love falling for the lies. Because to get to the truth, you gotta dig. And then when you dig up the truth, if you was like me, you was like, oh no, there's like 60 million African Americans, and I'm telling you, I ain't gonna be the only 100 that know the truth. So I started pushing that stuff away and said, no, we ain't doing it. We focus on African American people. We ain't doing that. Somehow when you mention that name, them Hatfields and McCoys wanna go after you. I've seen it all my life. I heard Moors mentioned off and on all my life. And it was said in so much secrecy. Like you can beat that. And then they had you thinking that it was a religion. So then everything I saw with Moore had Islam behind it. And inside me something said, bullshit. Moors are not a religion. You brought them down to a base, like Hatfields and McCoys do. I look back on that Andy Warhol days when they was all in there doing the art and they were so wonderful. And then you find out all these African American artists, okay, they're on the line. They took their stuff to them to be recognized, but as usual, only one person gets recognized, and it's them. Then, what's his name, Mapplethorpe or something? When I look at it now, I look at it different now. Knowing it's not, I always knew I was a Moor. I just couldn't accept anything. I had to go through the processes of y'all. This could be some vain content that y'all shouldn't hear, and I hope they don't take me down. But fair use. I'm just talking about a history. We was cattle in this country. They didn't give us no name because we was cattle. This tells you the Hatfields and the McCoys, the ignorancy of the Hatfield and McCoy, or the poison that the Brits put in the Hatfield and McCoy. Because there's no way you can look at a human being, being a human being yourself, and call it a fucking cow. I'm trying to tell you, these Hatfields and McCoy, this stupidity has been running this country for too long. Okay, so we was called cattle. Then we was called pickaninnies because it didn't dehumanize us. Anything but more. Pickaninnies. Niggas with the ERs and S. Colored, Negro, Afro. I was a young girl in that stage. That was the happiest time of my life because that's when we connected. That's when I was introduced to more because we had a few activists that wasn't afraid to stand there and say it. Okay, yeah, they blew them away. Yeah, everybody who's yelled Mars in the grave. But that's when, and it was always brother and sisters. But the Hatfields and McCoys wouldn't stop until we became bitches and hoes. So, Afro. Then, because of the Black Panthers, their whole manipulation with that educational system out there in California, they were just in a community college. They were so easily manipulated. Because when I researched Mao's book, the red book that they used Mao, they had no idea what they were reading. The interpretation of it was totally wrong. Mao was filth. The only thing he did was got rid of gender. Everybody was one. Everybody wore pants, and everybody wore the same top. He unstraightened those women's feet who was bound and could barely walk with the toes all crunched up. He stopped that. But other than that, he was dirt. He starved millions of peoples. Okay. So then we had the black. Oh, that term kills me even now. Though Africans call us Black Americans. Okay, but that used to burn me up, the black. So I was so happy. African Americans. Yay. Enslaved. I told you how I found out about the word enslaved when that woman insulted me. Enslavement. Why? Why African Americans enslave in enslavement? All you have to do is ask why. It'll lead you back to the Moors. But then all the things that you've been taught over the years, all the lies come to you. And they say, oh no, they Islam. when a country is conquered, let's use Germany. Germany did 2 wars. According to Caucasian, these Hatfield and McCoy, World War One. Anything where Europeans are fighting with each other is always a world war. When African nations fight one another, or Asian nations fight one another, it's just they fighting. It's a war. But the Hatfields and McCoys always have to grandiose everything they do. So, Germany, World War One. Everybody went back and licked their wounds. Then Germany, World War II. At the end of that, they broke Germany the same way they did the Moors. They said, all the Jewish Germans, because the Brits. It's true, when Lizzie died, I hope all the energy from the diaspora people jumped on her and destroyed her energy. Her energy doesn't need to be anywhere near this earth. If Lizzie is with her Jesus, out of here, up in the clouds, away from this earth, never to come back. Now all we have to contend with is that trash that's on the throne right now. So, if you just look and you check, you'd find out. So this is what they do. So they sent the German people that say they is Jewish. Not the Yiddish from the mountains in Germany and stuff. Not the Yiddish who mingled with the Africans, where the term anti-Semite came from, half black, half white. But as always, you go to the old dictionaries, they'll tell you the truth. But as always, that's how they eliminated the Moors. They make their own fucking story. They were hated because they were mixed with us. But they ain't gonna tell you that story. Because when they came over here, they was white. And their Yiddish is gone. They're in Israel, and they're Hebrews now. Totally reinvented themselves. And here we are, descendants of the mighty Moors. And we ain't gotta make up shit. We ain't gotta make up nothing. We the is. We the is. As Alice Walker said, sitting at the head of the table acting like a waiter. Oh, the Moors, descendants of the Moors. The mighty Moors. We were conquered. Y'all keeping us defeated. It's something to be conquered. But to stay defeated? So every time I hear them say, what clicked for me was when that Texas person said, we're going to erase all history of enslavement in America. I remember I was standing, and when he said that, I was knocked back. I was like, erase all history. And then the answer said, like the Moors, your history. I was like, oh Lord. Not Lord there, Lord. Lord, more law. Oh, more. Oh, more. So now Germany will never get back together. They cracked Germany like an egg. They sent those who say they were Jews. We knew them as Yidds. They spoke only Yiddish, But after a while, when you want to change yourself, you learn Hebrew. So now they're Hebrews. And the history of their entanglement with the Moors and their blood is gone. But those, and that's what kills me. But these scholars, these Jewish scholars, if you was a scholar that did, you know the truth. You'd be more respectful when you looked upon my skin. Okay. So that's how they did the Moors. And they sent us here with these Scots and these Irish, empty the prisons. Can you imagine coming out of prison, having nothing, going to a new country, and being over slaves, getting paid, getting property and land? That's why them yahoos don't give up that land up there in them hills and hollers. Please. Anyhow, they cracked them like an egg. And that's what they did like the Moors. But we got to get that together. We are way smarter than them. Way more advanced. Okay? Oh, descendants of the Moors. And the ancestors say, Diaspora Americans Progressive Political Party. They won't let me leave that out. They won't let me, this outbreak, y'all. They will not let me leave that out. Okay, gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. See? If I stop walking, y'all, they can't count of four.
Pick me up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Come walk with me. Save your feet and toes.
So you just got that one pound.
I
just want y'all to hear the percussions.
Save your feet and toes.
As they are. 2, 3, 4.
'Cause if I stop walking,
1,
y'all,
2, 3, 4.
they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Come walk with
See?
me. And save your toes.
You hear that extra beat?
Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. Yeah, count of 4. I'm walking, y'all.
This old Moore still got it. Ain't lost nothing. That's my daughter upstairs. She doing home count of 4. Okay, yeah. This probably won't be taken care of until I get back. Yes. I remember one was why the black people always say why people steal from that, stealing ideas, stealing. Tell you why. Look at them. They still playing that fiddle the same way. Same way. We got a hold of that fiddle, we made it something totally different. A whole new instrument. Can you not see the difference in the power more? We do politics. We just can't do politics. The Hatfield and McCoys just apologize. Apologize. That's what the Hatfield and McCoys do. Other people do politics, they do apologize. Always. And on the other side, I don't know if they can say more. I don't even think that the Africans on the Islamic side even think in terms of nationality and independence. I don't think they think that. From what I see of them, they can get their virgins and marry their little girls, 5 or 6 of them, and life is good. You remember that African tribe that Islamic that went to the school, I think the Catholic school or something like that? See how you keep the division going? So of course you know the Islamic heads orchestrated that. So then they came and got the girls, beat them, rape them, all according to Islamic law, because there was nothing against the law for that. Nobody came and got them. They said, oh no, that's the black people. That's the black people. That's how religion works. It ain't us. God didn't want that. I just said to myself, why is white people the only one that can interpret God? Why is white people the only one that can interpret the future? Now, their God is theirs, but the future is everybody's. Oh, the descendants of the Moors, please. Please, y'all. You don't even know how they beat you back and still trying to get anything from you. Diaspora, Americans, Progressive Political Party. So when they put up, and they finna put it up, because they did it with stink ass Bush, nasty daddy Bush and nasty son Bush. Okay? We couldn't meet. Oh no, the black people always take it as being them. We was meeting the Arabs, you know the Iranian, Iraqi. We ain't mean y'all. Y'all gotta be tired of them lies. I know I'm sick of them. But you see, if we have our own political party, we meeting about the political party. And if we can't meet, no fucking body can meet. See the importance of the political party? Wake up, descendants of Moors. You wasn't running around no fields. Now, I'm not saying that no Africans were scooped up, because after the Moor Empire went down, they were scared of anything that had a dark skin. So them Europeans was running around enslaving everybody who had dark skin, except them, for the Arabs. The Arabs wanted free workers. And I remember they said, the Arab slavery is different than the American slavery. And I was like, what? Well, no. In the Islamic slavery, you're a slave, and that's what you do. You take care of them. But you just know you're a slave, and it's accepted. So they don't know they're anything. They don't know. They just know Islam and Muhammad told them to do it, and they don't even know. Even though they've been still selling, snatching up Africans and selling them to Arabs. Still, they don't know nothing. We know the power of the mighty Moors. Try it. This morning it came to me, I was like, no. I told ancestors, I said, I'm not saying that on the walk. And they said, you gonna say it. I said, I ain't saying it on the walk. And I'm saying it on the walk. They said, when we strike a blow, say, more power. When we want to do something, M-O-O-R, power. More power. Okay. More power, energize. More power, activate. Satisfied? Here we go. That's it. So, they don't even know. It's coming through, but they don't know. They don't sing. They're in a religion that you can't have any expression, and Moors express through art. That's how they keep the Moors, the Islamics. That's how they keep the Moors suppressed. No music. No art. No dance. Everything that Moors did, because we were a whole civilization, and we civilized Europe. So it's so funny when they came back. Remember we had to do civil rights because they said we was uncivil? You can't drag people out of mountains, hills, and caves and train them, because apparently they turn on you. And they turn on your descendants for years. And no one even knows to have the decency to show them even a modicum of respect for the power of the Moors. So Islam got them. No art. You can't. So my grandmother was a great seamstress. I mean, if you just gonna make a big long dress to the floor, hell, I can whip that up. But the beauty of sewing. Why do you think they didn't want us in fashion for so long? They kept us out of that fashion industry because we blow it up. And we did. We changed its face. And we did. That's more. It's not a base religion. It's an energy. It's an energy that changes, progresses, produces more energy. Not a cult. And the Islamic men, the Africans that the Islamics took and kept in that generation, they'll never know they were Moors. They would never know how much talent they had. They will never know how much they had to do to the earth, because their religion tells them, just get on your knees behind one another and smell each other's butt, and you're good to go. Whew. I tell you. Oh, Moors. Well, at least I know. Like, I got a podcast now that we filmed on New Year's Day. I was hanging out with the ancestors, so you'll know it's a little... Once a year, ancestors. I don't like all that drinking. And I did a podcast. The Pawn Moves First, where I talk about my quest to teach chess, the basics of chess, in music, movement, and song to promote critical thinking. And I could not understand why. What, for 6 years? I produced that show on public access. I know it wasn't going to catch on. I didn't know exactly why. But some kept saying, you just keep going. Somebody's going to see it. Somebody's going to start getting a chance. The thinking is going to change. You just produce that show. You just get out there and you do those interviews. And that's how it was, y'all. And that's how it was. I gotta move the camera a minute. And that's how it was. Hi. Hello. Thanks for coming on the walk. Yeah. And I didn't know why. But it was because, they would look at me, and I was like, get sponsored and funded. When I went in there, they was like, I know this old Moor ain't in here talking about trying to wake up these young Moors through critical thinking, to do something, to tap into their blood, the might of their blood, you know? And now I know. The AIDS programs that I did, to help promote AIDS. I had a strong African-American family adopting a baby that had AIDS. Now that I know my Moor history, that was never going to happen. The whole point of AIDS was to get rid of us. So why would I go and ask for funding to help educate us? Why would they do it? Let me tell you what they gave their money to. This gay guy who hired a nurse and went around to schools, the Board of Education let him in. Never let me in. Let them in. And what he did was he had buckets of blood with HIV-infected blood. And what they would do is they would throw it on him to prove that you can't get AIDS from HIV-infected blood unless you have an open wound. But let me tell you, when I tell you about Hatfields, McCoys, and Moors, please, y'all, because AIDS just doesn't happen like that. If you have an open wound and somebody throw HIV-infected AIDS blood on you, you're not going to know at the end of the assembly whether you have AIDS or not. But the Hatfield and McCoys, they gave that school money over just as good. Me, I was talking about abandoned babies. I was teaching the HIV awareness, precautions. But I was a Moor. And that was there to kill off Moors. So why would they give me any money to educate us? But back then I was devastated. Now, I'm still doing myself. I'm even surprised when I see people walking with me on this thing. Because I couldn't imagine. I ain't got no blonde hair, fake titties, or fake ass. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm surprised. Thank you for my subscribers and stuff and my Facebook thing. But I'm shocked every day because I always told you had to have fake titties, blonde hair, and shit in order to make it anywhere. So I just figured it'd be me, the ancestors, and a couple of friends. Watch me for the walk. 10 quick ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Won't forget what. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, I said, come walk with me. Thanks for coming on the walk. Save your toes and feet. Like, comment, share. This is my third year. Say like, comment, share.
Food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all.
Yeah.
Trying
Just your
to
pace.
save my feet and toes. I said, I'm
Like,
walking, y'all.
comment, share.
Trying to
Tell an
save
uncle,
my
tell an auntie,
feet
tell a
and
cousin, tell a friend.
toes.
Subscribe.
'Cause if I
And
keep
I'll
walking,
see you
y'all,
here tomorrow.
they cut me up
Thanks for your
until
support.
I'm just a nose.